What if I told you that the Nigerian government is actively trying to destroy a $20 billion project that could make their country energy independent overnight? What if I told you they are fighting their own billionaire, a man who spent his entire fortune to solve Nigeria's biggest problem? And what if I told you this isn't just about oil? It's about a corruption empire so powerful, one man called it stronger than the drug cartel. Today, we are going behind the scenes of the most shocking betrayal in African business history. This is the story of how Nigeria learned to fear its own success. Meet Aliko Dangote, Africa's richest man, worth $28 billion. But here is what most people don't know. In 2013, while Nigeria was spending $10 billion every year importing fuel, yes, you got that right, $10 billion, Dangote had a very crazy idea. What if Africa's greatest oil producer refined its own oil? Sounds logical, right? Yes, that's where our story gets interesting. Because in Nigeria, logic is the enemy of profit, and Dangote was about to learn this the hard way. But before I tell you how they tried to stop him, I need you to understand something. Nigeria produces 1.4 million barrels of oil every single day. But here's the crazy part. They import almost 100% of their fuel from Europe and America. It's like growing cocoa and importing chocolate. It's like mining gold and importing jewelry. It makes no sense unless you understand who profits from this madness. And that's exactly what Dangote was about to disrupt. So stick with me, because what happened next would shock you. Dangote spent 11 years and $20 billion of his own money building what he calls the monster. Dangote's refinery isn't just any kind of refinery. It can process up to 650,000 barrels of oil per day. It is the largest single train refinery in the whole world and the 7th largest refinery in the world. To put that in perspective, that's enough to supply all of Nigeria's fuel needs, with plenty left for exports. But here is where the story gets dark. The moment this refinery started working, Dangote became the most dangerous man in Nigeria. Why? It's simply because Dangote threatened to end the corruption system in Nigeria worth billions of dollars. And powerful people don't give up billions of dollars without a fight. Now, I want you to think about this. If you were making billions from imports of oil into Nigeria, and someone built a refinery that could end your business, what would you do? You are going to fight back, and that's what exactly happened. January 2024, the Dangote Refinery starts production. Within months, strange things started happening. First, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, the NNPC, promised to buy 20% of the refinery for $2.7 billion. They pay $1 billion upfront, but when it's time to pay the remaining balance, they disappeared. Their stake get cut from 20% to 7.2%. And that's just the beginning. Then comes the crude oil games. Nigeria has oil. Dangote needs oil. Simple, right? Wrong. The NNPC tells Dangote, if you want oil, pay in US dollars and not in naira. Now, think about this. Nigeria is forcing its own citizen to pay foreign currency for Nigerian oil to be refined in Nigeria for Nigerians. It's like your mother charging you rent in Japanese yen to live in your own house. But wait, it gets worse, much worse, when President Tinubu finally orders the NNPC to sell oil in naira. Guess what happens? They give Dangote just enough oil to run his refinery at half capacity. Meanwhile, they're still giving import licenses to foreign companies to bring in more fuel. It's like opening a restaurant, but the government only gives you half the ingredients needed to run the restaurant. Then on the other side, it is encouraging people to buy from McDonald's. When the sabotage wasn't working fast enough, they tried something else, attacking Dangote's reputation. The head of the Nigerian Petroleum Regulatory Authority publicly claimed that Dangote's oil or products from his refinery were substandard compared to imported products.
Dangote Refinery, so in terms of quality, their quality is much inferior to the imported quality.
Can you imagine that? That is lower quality than imports. But here's the thing about Dangote. He's not just rich, he's a very smart man. He invited scientists and parliamentarians to test his fuel live on camera. The results, Dangote's fuel was far more superior to the import. The damage was already done. The message was clear. We will destroy your reputation if you threaten our business. By 2025, Dangote had enough. Listen to what he said. The mafia in oil are stronger than the mafia in drugs. Africa's richest man just compared his own government to cartels. And then he took a decision that sent shockwaves across Nigeria. He announced he will stop selling fuel locally and export everything out of Nigeria. Now, let's explain why this matters to every African watching this video. When Dangote exports his fuel instead of selling locally, Nigeria has to import even more fuel. More imports means more dollars leaving Nigeria. More dollars leaving Nigeria means the naira becomes more weaker. A weaker naira means everything becomes more expensive, and 20 million Nigerians pay the price for their government's corruption. Now, if you think this is about Nigeria, you are getting everything wrong. It means you have not been following this video. This is about Africa. Every time an African succeeds, there is a system designed to pull them down. Every time someone builds something transformative, there is a cabal ready to destroy it. Dangote isn't just fighting for his refinery. He's fighting for the idea that Africans can provide solutions to African problems. But his government is proving him wrong. Now, every day we see over the news about Ibrahim Traore. We need to understand that there are so many Ibrahim Traores across the continent. We need to identify them and give them the same support we are giving to Ibrahim Traore. These are the people that are going to bring a lot of change to the continent. Now, here is what I want you to understand. If you think all this video we've been talking about is about oil, therefore you have been getting it wrong. It's about power. It's about a system that profits from African dependence. It's about leaders who choose corruption over prosperity. But here is the game-changing takeaway. Success in Africa isn't just about building great things. It's about building great things that can't be destroyed by those who profit from failure. Dangote built a refinery, but he couldn't build a system that protects innovation. And until we fix the system, we will keep losing our visionaries to corruption. So here is my question for you. If you were Dangote, what would you do? Fight the system or join the system? Drop your answer in the comments below. And if this story opens your eyes on how power really works in Africa, share it with someone who really needs to see it. Because the only way we change this system is by exposing it. And until next time, this is the Strategic Lens, helping you see the world as it actually is. Bye.